What's going on, y'all? On Warren Cars, we're back here again on this beautiful Wednesday morning, and today we are going to go over the Lexus Lexus ISF. So what is a Lexus ISF? It is the top of the range model of the Lexus IS, which is their small sedan. Basically, if you were to compare it to anything else, it would be like a 3 Series or an A4 or a C-Class. Basically the small sedan, smallest market. And the ISF actually has a 5 liter naturally aspirated V8. And so basically what made this car so special is that it competed with the BMW M3. It was kind of the M3 and the ISF. Well, the ISF was always compared to the M3 because it shared the V8 rear-wheel drive and basic overall package. However, the ISF was known to be slightly heavier than its competition. Its 8-speed automatic wasn't the most inspiring, and it didn't have the amount of power that people expected out of a 5-liter naturally aspirated V8. It only made around 417 horsepower and around 370 pound-feet of torque, which are okay numbers, but for the Lexus ISF, it wasn't enough to really make it seem like a real contender in the space. Until recently, people are realizing that these cars last the test of time, and unlike its competition, this car basically holds its value. Like, these cars pretty much bottom out in price and are only going to continue to go up because people really love this platform. They love how bulletproof this naturally aspirated 5-liter V8 is, and you just can't get a car that sounds like these anymore. So let's move on to the features, options, and problems. So let me get a picture for y'all. But yeah, I really enjoy the ISF. I think that Lexus did a really good job with the car, and it might have even been a little ahead of its time. At least for Lexus. Lexus now they have the IS 500, which is comparable to the ISF, but it just doesn't have the sportiness that the ISF had. Let's see, let's get a good picture. Perfect. Lexus ISF. All right, now let's get to the features. There's not really much to say besides what I already said, but we'll just put it down in words. 2008 to 2013, the facelift was in 2011. Basically, the facelift just had a different front and rear fascia, and as well as interior options. I will go over each model year difference when we get to the options. 5-liter naturally aspirated V8. This is literally what the car is known for. It sounds really good. It's a really good engine, very reliable. It was engineered with Yamaha. It makes 417 horsepower at 6,600 RPM and 371 pound-feet of torque at 5,200 RPM. 0 to 60 is in 4.6 seconds. And as I mentioned before, it has an 8-speed automatic transmission. Obviously, it's not the best transmission, but it is smooth and it is reliable. So that's what people like about this car. Moving on to the options. First, I'm going to go over the just the different color options we have, and then I'm going to go over the year-by-year changes. So here are the colors. It's pretty straightforward. So basically, this is the exterior, and then this is the interior. So not that many colors. We got liquid platinum, matador red, mica, nebula gray pearl, obsidian, ultra white, and ultra blue mica. So basically we have like a silver, a red, a gray, a black, a white, and a blue. And then for interior options, we have alpine, black, and red. Pretty simple. Makes it really easy when you're shopping around for these things. But here are the year-by-year changes to the car. this over here. Let's make this a little smaller. Let's see. Sorry, give me 1 second. Let's make this a little bit smaller. See if we make this a 10. There we go. All right, cool. All right, let's see. First model year is 2008. First model year comes with standard equipment. 2009, piano black center console option was added, updated dome light assembly, and you had the terracotta leather added as well. For 2010, this was an important year because the LSD was offered. Before this, it was an open diff. You want to make sure that you really want to get a 2010 or later. It had updated rims, updated infotainment system with Bluetooth streaming, and a blue bottom steering wheel. The water pump was updated as well. In 2011, Alcantara seats were added, updated carbon fiber textilium trim, different type of carbon fiber, upgraded suspension, upgraded power steering, ECU, upgraded steering wheel, thicker, silver controls, and a sport button relocated on the wheel. The LED headlights were updated as well as the instrument cluster. And Lexus badging delete from the trunk. Options, you could update it also had the black and orange leather combo added. So there's also the Terra brown leather and the black and orange leather. I didn't include that here. But as you can see, that these options specifically were the 2013 options. So I just put the 2013 options because that's a good general idea of what there are, but there are some other interior colors that you can get that aren't 2013. As I mentioned, the Terra leather interior, as well as the black and orange leather combo. In 2012, the wheels were made 0.5 inches wider. The LEDs were updated further. The 2012 has a brighter LED strip than the 2011. The suspension was revised again, this time just the shocks and struts. And some other options that were added in 2013 was the red leather combo and Nebula Gray. In 2013, the final iteration of suspension tweaks was updated, updated power steering ECU again, and then Ultra White replaces SFP, Liquid Platinum replaces MM. Those are two paint codes that I'm not too sure of what they are, but I assume that they're white and silver variants. In 2014, Alcantara armor. This is why I'm confused, because if I look up 2014 IS models online, you get the new version. But on here it says 2014. They added some stuff. We're just gonna assume that like halfway in the year 2014 that it switched, and so we have some early model years that are still with the old body style, and this is what it's referring to right here. So armrest in Alcantara and door inserts as well as F embroidered headrests, carbon fiber trunk spoiler, and LED fog lights. And then for options, the red leather / black Alcantara combo was added. So all in all, we have a black and red, black Alcantara and red leather combo. We have the black and orange combo. We have the terracotta leather. We have alpine leather, black leather, and red leather. And then the colors, I mean, they replaced the names, but I'm pretty sure that they're still like the same style of color. We have silver, red, gray, black, white, and blue. Those are basically all you get for the ISF. Moving on to the problems. Luckily for this platform, there aren't many problems at all. That's one of the best parts about this platform. But I will go over some of the stuff you need to look out for. Make this a little bit bigger. Cool. All right, cool. Brakes. You want to make sure that these brakes have been serviced recently. These brakes get worn out pretty fast. This car is high performance, big brakes. There's something you got to make sure that you check. The valley plate leak. So basically, this is like a coolant leak. Happens in the valley of the V, and the biggest way to tell that you have this valley plate leak is there will be pink sludge in the V, in the valley, as well as if you look underneath, it will be on the headers. This means that your coolant, you have like a head gasket leak, or a valve cover leak somewhere. Basically, your coolant is just leaking out of your engine, and it is drying down to make this pink sludge appear. So if you have pink sludge, you got to get something redone, either your heads or your valves. You also want to check for the headers. A lot of times these cars have cracked headers, and you can hear it on startup. It'll make like a like you'll hear it. It's a cracked header. It'll sound like there's a leak somewhere. These headers are kind of expensive, and they're multi-piece headers, and so they kind of fall apart after a while. So you want to make sure that the headers are good. Inner tire wear. So basically, the way that the toe and the camber is set up, stock from the factory, the inner tires wear pretty hard. In order to remedy this, you can change your lower control arm bushings. That way there's not as much flex, and you won't have as much toe and camber. So you want to make sure that you these are going to be problems on higher mile cars, so you just want to make sure that the bushings are good and there isn't too much play in the suspension system. Also for the infotainment system, sometimes the screen, the touch capacity goes out. You're going to need a new digitizer. They're kind of semi-expensive, but just want to make sure that the screen works properly. Also for these cars, especially the early model years, they had a sticky/tacky dash, which was actually recalled, and a lot of cars were fixed from the factory with a new dash and new upper door cards. So if your car has a sticky dash, that means it wasn't repaired, and you definitely should stay away from that car. The dash becomes really tacky and sticky, and it's not a good time. You also want to make sure that the speaker system/subwoofer works. I know for the Mark Levinson specifically, the speakers are usually not the best quality. So you just want to make sure that the speakers are actually intact and not cracked or torn or broken or anything. And then you also want to check the water pump, make sure that it's working. The water pump was updated in 2010. So for 2008s and 2009s, you want to make sure that the water pump has been at least done once, because most of these cars are reaching higher miles. But these are the main problems with this car. As I mentioned, you really don't see anything engine-wise except for this valley plate leak and cracked headers, which are, they're pretty, not, I wouldn't want to say standard, but they're not too big of fixes, and many cars are going to have head gasket leaks or header leaks as they get older. And this car is reaching like 15 years old. So you can expect that you're going to have, or you're going to at least go through some of the problems here. But, you know, on the whole scale of things, this car is very reliable, and you really won't go wrong with 95% of the examples you look at to buy. So moving on, let's go to the ads. We'll start off here on Facebook. We have before I get to the ads, let's do some announcements. Today's Wednesday. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a show on Friday, but I will try. I'm going to be traveling, so we'll see if I can get that set up. Also, if you want to follow along with the show, you can join my Discord on Wearing Cars car deals. So it's right here. This is where I put all the links to where to the shows that I do, so you can follow along during the show. It puts all the information, the ad links, everything you need. So the link is actually down here, down in the description. Also, go follow my AI car page. Been posting AI cars that I make with Midjourney and other AI car or AI photo apps. It's pretty cool. Alternate reality autos, the ultimate collection of vehicles from a parallel universe. So yeah, my AI car page. Also follow the Instagram for this YouTube channel, On Wearing Cars on Instagram. I don't know if it's shadow banned or what. I couldn't find it. I had to actually search it, but I couldn't just Google it. So yeah, links in the description below. Check it out. And if you have any questions regarding cars, feel free to hit me up. I will gladly answer. And if you hit me up on Instagram through here, let me know that you saw my videos first, and I'll follow you back. So moving on to this ISF. It is a 2008 clean title, but super high miles, 183,700 miles, but they are only asking 16.5. In my mind, I do compare these cars to the BMW M3. So here we have an 08. I mean, it's nothing really wrong that you can see. Clean title, mods. It has the headers done, has different wheels, has the blown speaker, very clean. It has Mark Levinson. It's black paint under the wrap. Valley plate, checked by previous owner and me separately about 4K miles ago, no issues. So they believe the valley plate has been done. So a lot of the work has been done. This car has some mods, it has a wrap, it has aftermarket wheels. But fortunately for him, the work that has been done doesn't look too bad. It's not like tacky or anything, it looks good. The wrap is okay. It's not the best cosmetic looking wrap, but it is a wrap, so you can't really ask for that much. 16.5 firm he wants. I'd say this car is worth about 13 or 14 grand. High miles, some mods. It does say it has the valley plate looked at, and it does have the new headers. The only problem with this is that it doesn't have the LSD because it didn't come with one. It's a 2008. So that's the only thing I'd recommend, is that you price in an LSD. So 13 to 14 grand for this one is a fair deal. Moving on, we have a 2008. This one 120,000 miles, but they're asking for 25 grand. Let's see what they have in terms of work. Not your typical IS. Dash and door panels are replaced under the recall. Okay, so the sticky dash was replaced under the recall, but that's about it. Again, these cars don't have a lot of mechanical problems, so you really won't go wrong buying one without having a complete history on it. But for 25 grand, you really want to make sure that those big ticket jobs have been done. As it sits right now, I wouldn't pay over 18 for it. Simply because I don't know anything about the vehicle, and I'm just gonna assume that it hasn't had, you know, the valley plate, or it has stock headers and stuff like that. It has 120,000 miles, so I wouldn't pay over 18. Here we have a red example, 2011. So now we're coming up into the facelifted models. These ones are going to command a higher price. Red on black example, a little bit rarer color. Let's see what it has. New brakes, new pads, new exhaust, value plate is fixed. Has a rebuilt title. Okay, so we are going to price this at around 27 and take off 40%. So 27 times 10, 2,700 times 4, 8, 7 times 4. So that's 10, 8. So 28, 27 minus 10, 16, 15.2 is what I pay for this car. Rebuilt title, 15.2. Fine, I'll go up to 16 for this car. Rebuilt title, just because it's a facelift, but I wouldn't really recommend buying a rebuilt title car. Simply, that's what I'd have to, that's the price it'd have to be if I were to make a deal. Here we have a 2010, $34,000 they're asking for. A lot of money. Here, what does it have? This one has the LSD, Brembo style calipers, all stock. Okay, so it's an all stock car. Very nice blue color. This blue is highly desirable for this car. Blue on black. This is pretty much a poster spec. Very nice. 34 grand though is a lot of money. This is a 2010, so it's still a pre-facelift car. I would not pay 34 grand. In fact, I wouldn't even pay, I'd be closer to 24 grand. But then again, this one I'd pay 18. This one, yeah, I mean 23 is where I'm at for this car. I don't know why they're asking for so much. 23, 24 grand is where I'm at. Simply because it's a really nice spec, it's really clean, but it still has 100,000 miles. Then here we have a 2008 $39,500 they're asking for. This is another blue one, another blue on black car. Very desirable spec. This is the one everyone wants. But they're asking $39,500. It has 37,000 miles, so a very low mile car. But I couldn't justify paying almost 40 grand for this car. I'd say for this low miles, I'd be willing to pay 30, 31. Very clean car though. But it is a first model year. So moving on to Auto Trader. We have again another blue one, first model year, but as you can see, they're asking $19,900 for a 131,000 mile car. Wants to open up. Well, it doesn't want to show us, but we can see it is blue with the black interior. Salvage title, man. Okay, I wouldn't pay over 13 for this off rip. We're not even going to look at it. Here we have a black example, 2008 again, first model year. I don't know why these are not loading. Oh, there we go. Dirty car, they didn't even wash it for the photos. Black on black though, not bad. 2008 model year, not really much to see here. Yeah, 91,000 miles. They're asking 26. I wouldn't pay over 20 for this car. Yeah, this car I paid maybe 2021 max, just because it's black. I like black, but it's very dirty in these pictures. You don't know what work has been done. Has accidents. Yeah, 20 grand. Here we have another black one, 2011. So this is a facelifted car. I'm trying to see why I want to see the gauges, because they did update the gauge cluster. As you can see, it has the big gauge, which looks way better than the two individual gauges. His wheel is actually really fat too. Has carbon fiber. This one's just a really nice spec. 125,000 miles though. See this new cluster compared to the old cluster? Look at the old cluster. Old cluster, new cluster. I like the new cluster a lot better. Looks more sporty. You have the tack right, front, and center. So, black car, black wheels, aftermarket wheels, big steering wheel. I'm not sure about that wheel. $29,000. I wouldn't pay over 23 for this car. 24. It is a facelifted car, but it is high miles. So 23, 24 is where I'm at for this black ISF. Accidents, damage reported. Here we have a red one. I really like the red. These wheels look nice, even though they are aftermarket. Are they though? I don't know what year these wheels are from, but I really like this red. Really nice stance on this car. Yeah, this wheel is a different wheel. 61,000, but they're asking $45,000 for this car. No. I'd say because this car is low miles ish and it's a cool spec, 30 grand max. 29. I'd say I'm at 29 to 30 for this car. And then we have the last one, $50,000 for a 2013 with 41,000 miles. Low miles, last model year. This one is one of the best specs you can find. Gray on red, last model year. This one deserves a high price tag, but not 50 grand. I'd say this one is worth around $36,000. $35,000 to $36,000 simply because of its spec. It has the red bottom steering wheel, the red seats. It's 2013. So this is pretty much as good as it gets. Highly recommend this spec. One of the best ones that we've seen so far. But yeah, 36 grand is what I pay for this spec. 2013, red interior, low miles. You can't get any better than this. Moving on to Car Gurus. Our first one here, we have a black example, 2012. This one has a salvage title, man. I didn't even look at these, man. I just brought them up. Salvage title. I wouldn't pay over 15 for this one. $15. $15,000. Yeah, this one has that too much done to it. 15,000. 14,000, I think. Silver example. I like this one. I like this silver. Let's get this over here. We have a 2008 early model year silver on black example. 88,000 miles. They're asking for 27. Yeah, I'm like a $10,000 down. I'm like around 18 for this, 19. No, actually 88,000 miles. I'd say 21. 21 I could do for this one. 21. Yeah, 21. Cool. We got this black example 2010, $33,000. $34,000. They're asking 115. Or it has 115. They're asking 34,000. Black car. Still a pre-facelift. Has the red interior though, which is nice. I do like the red and black two-tone. The red carbon. That's cool. That's cool. I don't know if that's aftermarket or what, but it looks nice, I think. 33 grand for a 2010. I'd say for this, I'm around 27. The red interior gives it some points, but 27, 28 is where I'm at. It is not a facelift, so I'd really ideally pay like less than 27, but 27 is kind of where I can fall comfortably. Here we have a white example with the black and Alcantara. Very nice color combo here. Low miles too, 36,000 miles for a 2011. We have a facelifted example with a black and Alcantara with a white exterior. Pretty nice spec right here. No price analysis, too few comparables. 39.5 for 2011. 30s. They're getting close to the money right here. I'd say that I paid for this 35 grand. 35 for this. 36 maybe. Yeah, 35. The miles are super low. 35 grand for this would be a really good deal. Yeah, it's a really good deal. And the final car, we have a 2012 with 26,000 miles. It is a white car, black interior. Nothing too fancy, just a regular black interior, but it does only have 26,000 miles. Facelifted car, white, not too many options other than that. Clean. I mean, it should be clean for this model year and this miles. Oh man, it's priced at almost 50 grand though. I'd say for this low miles for a facelift, I'd pay 40 or 38,000 for a car like this. I don't think it would sell for that low. These cars are pretty desirable at these low miles. So yeah, it could go either way. I'd say 38 is where I'd go in terms of max price for this car. So that is the Lexus IS, one of the greatest cars Lexus ever conceptualized and put into production. V8, small car, reliable, sounds good, engineered by Yamaha. You really can't go wrong with this car. Super stout vehicles. Yeah, it's like they're rarer than like most other competitors. You don't see them that often. They're really special when you do. The cool tailpipe design is very unique and can only be seen really on the F models of these cars. The ISF was the first one to do it. Yeah, that's pretty much wraps up this buyer's guide. It was a little shorter today because I have to run to the airport. I'm going to go see my family for Thanksgiving, which is why I don't know if I'm going to be filming this Friday, but I will do my best. But yeah, that wraps up this buyer's guide for the Lexus IS. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments down below. I read all the comments. I'll get back to you. Don't forget to leave a like on this video. Help me out with the algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe to get more of these buyer's guides, as well as car reviews and car market analysis. That's it for the ISF. That's it for today. Y'all have a great rest of your Wednesday. Hopefully I'll see y'all on Friday, but if anything, y'all have a great Thanksgiving and be safe.